Welcome to Fire and Fever. It is getting hot. It looks like we may avoid a strike after all, or at least get another extension, because this offer by the league was serious. I'm not saying it's a swish. Obviously, the devil is in the details, and the players certainly need to counter, but this one looks good in the air. Here's the rundown. The Stars come out great here, with an increase of almost 4.5 times what they were making before, $349K to over $1.1 million as a maximum salary. And even better for the best in the league, there can be multiple players at the top level, unlike the limit of one we had until now. But all the players get something here, with the minimum rising from $66K, which, come on, that's ridiculous, to $220K, that's 3 1/3 times more, so even the rookies can cash in a bit. Also, existing contracts get increased, so rookies from the last few years get a taste of a real salary right away instead of having to wait until their deals run out. And I think that's the message here. All the WNBA players are going to be paid like professional athletes that don't have to take on other gigs. Now, there's no word on whether this offer is going to keep players out of Project B or Unrivaled, which are both paying players a lot more money, so it's unlikely the players would go for that at this point. Getting back to the numbers, with this offer, the average salary pops from $102K to $460K. That's the largest increase of any of the categories, a full 4.5 times. And mathematically, that implies a team payroll increase from $1.5 million, where we are today, to 5, all the way up to potentially $6.5 million, depending on how many players are allowed on the roster, plus injured reserve. Last year, there was a roster of 11 or 12 and 0 injured reserve, with little flexibility for injuries. I expect that to change with the new collective bargaining agreement, the CBA we've been talking about. But there's no word on that yet. I'm thinking 11 or 12 on the bench and 1 or 2 on the IR, which implies more of a $6 million plus cap than it does a $5 million cap. And if not, I think that's what the players will be asking for. They want to see more roster ads, and that might even be more important than the dollars, but we will see. Either way, we're looking at a 3.5 to 4.5 multiple of the salary cap. Wow. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still meat on the bone here. How do the numbers tie into revenue? What's the split? What's the percentage? Can the numbers go down if revenue goes down? When can teams go over the cap, like the Fever had to last year due to all the injuries? Maybe teams can go over at the trading deadline, which would make for some interesting moves mid-season, and many other details. But the good news is, this is a serious offer. Maybe all the players signing up with Project B lit a fire under the owners. But let's face it, Golden State paid $50 million for the franchise, Toronto $115 like a year later, and Portland $125 million. Rumor is the new teams are paying $250 million. You pay that much, you're going to make sure you have the stars in your league. And $6 million a year in salary is small potatoes compared to that. Portland's charging over $1,000 for floor seats, and I'm glad to see the players are getting some of that. Not to mention the TV revenue, going from $50 million a year to $250 million. There's lots of multiplication by 4 and 5 here, so everything seems in line. We might circle the rim a few times, but I think this ball's gonna fall. Hey, if you like this video, please hit the like button and ring the bell to subscribe. It will signal YouTube to offer it to other Fire and Fever fans. And during the year, I'll be doing live on-fire discussions, and YouTube will only let you know if you subscribe. It would be great to have you in the discussion, live. I'd love to get your perspective. And as always, comment, comment, comment. I really appreciate it. In future videos, I'll continue to cover the not yet a strike. I'll talk about what I think about Coach Alex's evidence-based approach to coaching and other fun topics. Let me know what you're interested in and we'll cover it. It is certainly time to get fired up.